What's up, y'all? It's Yeti from Yeti Machine Co. We are back working on something a little bit different. Not working on a bike today. I work on pretty much anything with the motor, as I've said before, and this is something else with the motor. So it's a 1969 Chevy 3/4 ton. Obviously it's dirty as shit because it's got some dust on it, but done a lot of work to this thing. We've put a whole new gauge setup inside of it. Went through the transmission, had a pretty major leak that I fixed. New brake system all the way throughout, rewired basically the whole inside. But the biggest thing that I did to it was we relocated the gas filler neck inside the taillight. So I bought a kit, I forget the name of the company that makes it, I'll have to remember, but basically instead of having the gas tank in the cab, now we have it underneath the bed, and it all hides behind that tail light. But what we're gonna be working on today is filling this big ass hole. The whole point of getting the gas tank underneath the bed was number one, because it just, every time you would have the truck sitting with the windows closed, it would just stink like gas. And number two, we have a subwoofer and a stereo system we're gonna be putting in behind the seat. And now that the gas tank's gone, we'll actually have room. So next step is gonna be actually shaving this hole. To save a little bit of time, purchase this patch panel that we're gonna use. Basically, that guy kind of just sits in that hole. Obviously it's not perfect, it still needs to kind of be fitted to the truck, but it's a good starting point for what we're trying to do. So that's what we're gonna be working on today. So these are analog style gauges, but they're digital, which added a tachometer. It's got an electronic speedo. It's got a clock. All of the important gauges, because before it had one of those gauge pods down in the bottom, which a lot of people run. I think they look like shit. If you can get something that's more uniform to the dash, that's what I like to use. So I also put in a custom auto sound stereo that when it's on you can see a digital display, but when it's off it looks like the stock stereo. So kind of more like a resto mod type of deal. Somebody had actually put in a floor shifter on this thing and cut a big ass hole in the floor, and yeah, it looked like shit. So but now our shifter's back up top. It also, the neutral safety switch was disconnected, so it would start in any gear, which is sketchy if you have somebody else drive your truck that doesn't know it. So rewired up the neutral safety switch. It's got reverse lights now. It only starts in park and neutral, which is how it's supposed to go. So under the hood, the wiring was pretty haggard on it, so I went through and kind of cleaned up the wiring. This is, I got to remove this. I have an electronic speedo that I got to hook up. That's what this connection's for. Whoever worked on it before, the timing was set a tooth off and it wasn't running right, so I got that fixed. We're gonna get rid of the factory, it's a factory AC car, which is awesome, but none of the components that go on the motor were on it, so this is just kind of a dead box that's just kind of sitting there, and they look ugly. So I have a set of patch panels that I'm gonna put in there. I gotta paint, and then eventually we'll end up putting a vintage air system in, which is just a lot cleaner. Instead of having this big old box here, it's basically just got ports on the firewall. It cleans everything up really nice. A couple other little things. I gotta put door locks back in it. You know, just clean it up, make it look nice so he can enjoy it. And she'll be on the road. It won't be in my shop, because as you can see, it takes up a huge amount of space in here, and space is limited. So, but yeah, it's a cool truck. 69, baby. Nice. I like to kind of tape off the area that I'm going to be working on, just to give myself a guide. I leave myself enough space to cut back, because this car obviously is painted already. We're going to have to do some touch-ups. I did some repair on that rear quarter panel already too, that had a nice fat crack in it. So just kind of giving ourselves a section we're going to work with. So basically, I'm going to take my 2-inch angle grinder with a medium pad on it and just start getting rid of the paint. I don't even know. Hopefully there's not a lot of Bondo under here. I guess we're going to find out. That's the fun about Bondo. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I threw some tape in the hole because we do have quite a bit of Bondo, just to keep from dust shooting up inside the cabin, making more of a mess than we need to. So we will keep on cutting. Pretty damn decent of a fit. You know, the other thing is, as I started pulling this thing apart, I noticed we got a pretty good, it's not, you know, like the end of the world layer, but it's a decent layer of Bondo on this thing. Luckily, this is a pretty small area. You know, it's like we're patching a hole on the bed. So there's not a lot of ways this thing can move, and since the truck already has filler on it, we are going to use filler when we're finishing it. But yeah, this is pretty close. Pretty good for a pre-fit patch panel. I'm just going to clean the paint out from under it, and I'm going to clean this up, and then we'll get it tacked in and welded, and bada boom, bada bing, baby. Back to my favorite tool, this sketchy fucking thing. If you've seen some of my previous videos, I've bent a bunch of these. Woo! Love it when they do that. Jesus. All right, we're good.
Did he go flying inside?
I don't know where it is. This is actually the last one that I had. I bent it and then I bent it back. So just gotta be real careful with the trigger on this thing, because it likes to fling around and pop you in the mouth. So hopefully I don't fucking do that right now. So without having like a planishing hammer or a really good stretcher, see, this is a compound curve, right? So we have this curve, but we also have a slight curve this way. So what I'm gonna do, because I know I'm gonna use filler, even though these are kind of sticking up a little bit, what I can do is put some pretty good tacks here, here, maybe a little bit farther over. Then I can go back in with my body hammer and basically force this guy into a bit of a compound curve. Not the ideal situation, but working with what I got here. I know for a fact that some of you guys that are professional welders on here are gonna bitch about my little hack, but I don't have a tungsten grinder. I should, but I'm a cheap ass and this method works. So usually I just chuck it up in the drill and then hit it on the grinding wheel, and we get a pretty damn good good tip on there. So looks pretty damn good to me. You don't need a tungsten grinder. If you're bougie, run a tungsten grinder. I'm too cheap to buy one. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. Fuck. So, got this thing sitting in here. Just gonna start, I'm gonna give it a couple little tacks. Hopefully get it to seat nice. See how much that moved already? Fucking bitch. Okay, well, first things first, I need to stop burning my fucking hand. We're gonna try to give this thing a little bit of just a little bit of a twist here. There we go. That's a little better. Take your freaking time, man. There's no reason to rush shit. I fucking put a dent in it like an idiot. That's okay. That's okay. Pop this guy out a little bit. So as you can see, I'm kind of just moving the metal around, hammering it, tacking it into place, getting it as close to flush as possible. And you know, like I said before, the best thing to do when you're doing this kind of stuff is take your time. I'm not an expert, so don't listen to me, but if you want to listen to me, that's what I say to do. That's the other thing doing sheet metal work, dude, is like, that's the big thing, is taking your time and making sure you let the metal cool down and not sit there and keep just slamming heat into it. But
just keep warping shit.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm kind of pissed that I dented that spot, but that's what Bondo's for. So that Josh's old bike, it's now Casey's bike. We're sending it home. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good.
How goes it?
Good. Oh, fuck yeah.
All done. Fired right up.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that looks good as hell.
No more battery bullshit. Yeah, it's pretty clean, right?
Mm-hmm. No, it feels good. It feels super good.
Back in the saddle.
Absolutely.
Feels good?
Yeah. So? Dude, I appreciate it.
Fuck yeah, man.
Love this thing.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
so excited to get it back.
I love that you love it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Rip it. Hopefully you can get to a party at the pen. I'll see you up there.
Yeah, I hope so too.
There she goes. That dude's cool. So now that I've got this whole plate tacked in all the way around, I'm actually going to go through and just start putting more and more tacks. We're basically just going to go over this thing with a bunch of little tacks. And what that does is I don't want to heat the metal up too much. That's a big thing with sheet metal, so you don't want to overheat it and warp it. So basically it'll be like tack here, and a tack here, and a tack here, and so on and so forth. With breaks in between, obviously, to keep it from warping. So. Now that all the welding's done, it's pretty good. It didn't warp too much. It's dipped a little bit low on this side, but this is all pretty good. I'm not too bummed on that. And like I said, we got a pretty good amount of Bondo on it anyways that we're gonna have to go and backfill. Right now we're just gonna knock down the tops of these welds and then probably hit it with the DA and call it good for now until we get around to, I don't have any Bondo and I really don't feel like laying Bondo today. So we'll do that then. Well, that's it for the welding portion. Like I said, it ain't perfect. I would have liked to have gotten that contour fit a little bit better in metal finish, but we'll be able to knock it out with filler. But c'est la vie. So next thing we're gonna work on is removing the factory AC box. I have some filler panels that were already pre-made, and we're gonna get that firewall cleaned up. Yeah, just pick it up and kind of, cause it just gets stuck on the carpet. There you go. Got it. Out of the way. All right. Now let's see. Okay. So what we're removing is basically this piece and the piece in front of it, and that is going to get rid of this whole system. Now, so for us to remove this, we got to take all the hardware off underneath the hood. So this is what we really want to remove. This is what's really ugly in this engine bay, is this whole unit. So we've got hardware here. Looks like we've got some probably down below. Yeah, I think this thing comes off. And then I think there's other screws that take the other part off, but we're gonna find out.
What's the issue?
There's not a lot of fucking room to get in there. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this box out. Yeah, there's no fucking room for me to get my big ass fucking mitts in there. I really don't want to take the center fender off. Like really don't want to take it off. What the hell? Huh. I don't know what that's for. Just sitting down in there. It's probably been there for 20 years. Yeah, that's not gonna help us. That's a good way to catch something on fire. Probably not good for me. Damn it, dude. Ugh. 70s asbestos plastic or whatever. It feels loose to me. But oh, I see a sneaky little boat. A sneaky little boat. Sneakies. Fucking winning, baby. Okay. There's one side. Okay, so got the inside out. There's something I can't see. Corner. I'm gonna try to just undo a few of the bolts on the inner fender, see if I can get it to hang down a little bit, enough for me to get back up in there and get that last nut holding this stupid AC box in. Otherwise, I have to jack the car up, take the wheel off, take the inner fender well out. Oh yeah, that's it right there. Fucking winning, dude. Look at that bolt. There it is. That son of a bitch right there. All that for one fucking screw. Well, whatever. Thanks, GM. Appreciate you. Bitch. Alright, now this thing should come out. Let's see. Let us see. I see, said the blind man. Let's not fuck anything up. Oh. Not too shabby. Didn't fuck nothing up too bad. Alrighty. Now we got a big ass hole. So, get that gasket out. Here's one part of our patch panel. That is designed to go something like that. Bada boom. And then we got another little guy for the fan side. So, super sweet. We'll mark and drill the holes. Clean this up. Get some spray paint on there. Yeah, this is going to clean up this engine bay an insane amount. Alright, we're going to go with the good old fucking rattle can special here, since these are already kind of prepped. Nice and windy outside too, so you get a really good. Now that's the best time to spray paint, is when it's windy and it's outside. Basically, I got some pretty rough Scotch-Brite. Knock off most of the chunkier shit. Then we'll go over it with the red Scotch-Brite. We'll throw a towel or something over the motor so we don't get black all over it. And I'll go ahead and tape off the inside, and then we'll shoot the firewall black too. A little razzle dazzle for it. Boom, baby. I am the rattle can god. Just kidding. We just wanted it to, oh wait, let me get in here. So obviously, rattle can is not the best mode for painting, but the fact of the matter is, we're not gonna be blowing this truck apart to repaint the engine bay. We'll get the panel on there, we'll mark where our holes are gonna be. It appears that this kit, and I feel bad because I don't even remember where I found it. It was a dude on eBay, if I remember correctly. Oh, so it's actually, okay, interesting. We got some self-tappers and we got some nuts and bolts. I don't know what we're doing, but I guess we're gonna find out. All right, so we got our panel. Panel goes like so. So we'll use the self-tappers to set it, to bolt it on there at first. And then we'll drill the rest of the holes that way. Just like right out there. One. Pop some holes. On to Chevy. The stubby. Just enough room. Just enough room to get up in there. Oh. That's a super stubby. Hopefully I can get that back out. Oh yeah. What happened? What happened? I don't like that. I'll fix that, but at least they're on there. Very nice. Way better than before. Lots more room for activities now. A little bit of that, dude. Shine her up. Give a little bit of. That's way better. Go fucking like this. Nice. WD-40, if you're watching, shoot me some cans, man. Well, I think that's gonna be it we're gonna do on the truck today. Got quite a bit done today, actually. I didn't realize how much work it was gonna take to put those patch panels in for the HVAC system. I don't know about you guys, but I think this looks way better. Obviously, if you have air conditioning and it works, you're probably not gonna wanna do that, at least if you live anywhere near me, because it gets hot as hell in the summertime. But luckily for us, with that vintage air system that we're gonna be putting in, all that stuff's hidden inside of the cab anyways. So this is just a really clean way to get rid of it. If you like what you see today, please do me a favor, like this video, go subscribe, go hit up my website, www.yetimachinecode.com, buy a shirt, buy a tank top, buy a hat. I'm gonna have more stuff on there. I've been busy knocking out projects, and so I haven't had a chance to load more products, but there will be more coming soon. If you want to stay up to date on what I'm doing, go follow me on social media at Yeti Machine Co. on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks, y'all.